It is not that you think your life is the hardest. It is quieter than that. It is the private suspicion that everyone else is somehow coping and you are the only one pretending. You can be standing in a room full of people you like, in the middle of a perfectly ordinary day, and feel it arrive without any warning. A small gap opens between you and everyone else. They seem to move through the moment so easily, while you are managing something underneath the surface that none of them appear to be carrying. You notice how lightly other people seem to hold their days. Someone mentions they had a busy week, and they say it like a passing fact, not like a weight pressing on their chest. Someone makes a decision without circling it 40 times first. Someone walks into a situation you would have rehearsed for hours, and they just walk in. And somewhere in you, a quiet conclusion forms. That they must know something you don't. That there was some lesson in how to be a person that everyone else attended, and you were absent the day it was taught. It can happen anywhere. Watching a friend laugh at something without the small delay you always seem to have, where you check whether laughing is the right response. Reading a message from someone who sounds completely fine, while you draft and redraft your reply. Sitting in a meeting where everyone nods along, and you are the only one whose mind is 3 steps ahead, already preparing for what could go wrong. Here's the part that almost no one says out loud. The comparison you are making is not a fair one, and not because you are being hard on yourself in the usual obvious way. It is unfair because of what you are actually comparing. You are comparing the full, unedited inside of your own experience against the smooth outer surface of everyone else. Every doubt, every rehearsal, every late-night replay, every moment you almost said something and held it back. You have access to all of it. You see the whole of your own machinery. From everyone else, you see only the finished result. The person across from you who seems so at ease may be running the exact same hidden engine that you are. They may have lain awake the night before, replaying a conversation word by word. They may have rehearsed that meeting as many times as you would have, but you cannot see any of that. You see their steady voice and their relaxed shoulders, and you quietly assume that what shows is all there is. And the strange thing, the thing that would almost be funny if it were not so isolating, is that they are looking at you and assuming exactly the same thing. Part of why your mind does this so automatically has less to do with self-criticism than you might think. It comes from a much older habit of measuring. Long before you had words for it, some part of you learned to check where you stood, to read the room, to work out quietly whether you were keeping up, whether you were safe, whether you were about to be left behind in some way that mattered. So now, without ever choosing to, you scan. You take in how everyone else seems to be doing, and you place yourself somewhere on that invisible map. And because you only ever have complete access to your own struggle, and only ever the surface of theirs, you always seem to land somewhere near the bottom of it. This kind of measuring never reaches a conclusion that lets you rest. There is no amount of looking around that finally tells you that you are doing fine. Because the moment you feel slightly steadier, your attention finds the next person who seems to be managing more gracefully, and the gap quietly reopens. The comparison is a door that never closes. And here is the contradiction that sits right at the center of all of this. You feel like the only one struggling, and at the very same time, you work extremely hard to make sure that no one can see you struggle. You say you are good before the other person has finished asking. You arrive composed. You handle your difficulty privately, in the quiet, where it will not trouble anyone or ask anything of them. Which means the version of you that other people meet has already been edited, already smoothed over, You are doing the exact thing you assume everyone else is doing to you. You are showing the calm surface and keeping all the effort hidden underneath it. So the loneliness you feel is not proof that you are uniquely broken. It is the entirely natural result of a room full of people all performing okayness at one another, each one privately convinced that they are the only one performing. Underneath the comparing, there is usually a belief that has been there so long it stopped feeling like a belief at all and started feeling like a simple fact. The belief that something about you is fundamentally different. Not different in some interesting way. Different in a way that means you have to try harder than everyone else just to arrive at the place they seem to begin from. And so, ordinary things become quietly expensive for you. A normal week takes more out of you than it appears to take out of the people around you. And you assume that this is because you are weaker, rather than because you are carrying something they cannot see and would never guess to look for. But notice what the comparison actually needs in order to keep working. It needs you to believe that the calm you see in other people is complete, that there is nothing behind it, that the ones who look like they are coping are, all the way through, exactly as settled as they appear on the outside. And you already know that this is not true, because you are living proof of the opposite. You are the person who looks fine and is not. You are the surface that hides the effort. If you can be that, then so can they. The very thing you use as evidence against yourself is the thing that quietly proves the comparison is broken. The feeling is so convincing, not because it is accurate, but because it is the only vantage point you will ever be given. You will always be the only person whose inner world you can stand inside. Everyone else, for the whole of your life, you will only ever see from the outside. That is not a flaw in you or a sign of something missing. It is simply the shape of being one person, looking out from behind one set of eyes. So, the sense that you struggle more than everyone around you is, in a way, almost unavoidable. Not because it is true, but because you are the only one whose full inner weather you ever actually receive. Everyone else hands you the forecast. You alone live through the storm. Something softens just slightly when you let this land. Not the struggle itself. That may still be real and may still feel heavy, and it does not disappear because you understood it. What softens is the second layer. The part of you that was carrying not only the difficulty, but the lonely certainty that you were somehow carrying it wrong, or carrying it alone, or carrying more of it than you were ever meant to. You are allowed to be someone who finds certain things genuinely hard, without that meaning you are behind. You are allowed to have an inside that is far busier than your outside ever lets on, in the same way nearly everyone does, in ways you will mostly never get to see. You do not have to work out tonight, whether you are coping better or worse than the people around you. That measurement was never going to bring you any peace, because it was never measuring the right thing in the first place. It was comparing a surface to a depth, and then calling the difference a personal failing. The truth is quieter and far less dramatic than the story you have been telling yourself. You are a person with a full inner life, sitting among other people with full inner lives, all of you a great deal more alike than the surfaces ever suggest. And for this moment, you do not have to perform being fine. You do not have to win the comparison, and you do not have to lose it. You can simply be someone who has been carrying more than was ever visible, and let that be quietly understood, without needing to explain it to anyone, including yourself. The struggle may not vanish tonight, but the loneliness wrapped around it can begin to loosen its hold. Because the thing you were most afraid of, that you were the only one, was never the thing that was actually true. Perhaps the change you were searching for was never outside of you. Perhaps it was always waiting for this moment of stillness. So for now, stop pushing, stop chasing, and simply remain here, because something within you already knows the way.